Welcome everybody to what might be just the last main episode on the Fulgora planet of the Factorio Spaceage series. We've got a rocket silo, we've got all of the rocket parts needed, we even have the components for science. So far the electromagnetic science packs are just getting buffered right now, but eventually we'll get those added onto a line so that they can also get fed into the rocket silo. So those are all things that we will do today, is basically get ready for launch. So I think we should start with the main rocket parts. So that's going to be the rocket fuel, low density structures, and the blue circuits. So we can start pulling from there and launching cargo back to the space platform, I guess. I still just have the one space platform, and I haven't checked in on it in a while, and it looks like it's taken a little bit of damage while it's been hovering over Fulgora, but looks like it's otherwise intact. One thing I'm not sure about is now how do I actually utilize the new science pack to feed into my lab's main planet at home? So do I have to like get a new line that goes into this and then we have it like ferry back and forth between planets? I honestly don't know. But let's solve that problem a little bit later. Let's start with the easy stuff, which is going to be just divvying off the products. So let's just pull rocket fuel right there. We'll do blue circuits, which we can split off like this. There we go. Put in the underground so that that can continue on. Same with this guy. Oh, one more tile over. Okay. Actually, yeah, we can get rid of that and move that up. Okay, so there's that. And then the only thing we're missing are the low density structures, which we'll have go through like that. And actually, they output all the way up there already. So that's fine. We can keep that where it was. In fact, we'll just move it over so it's in line with this. Like that. And there we go. So there are our three main products. So let's also pull the low density structures from here. So how I currently have this set up is with this low density structure build, I only have plastic and then steel and copper getting divvied off into the factory here if I am not having enough on the line. But since I do, we'll pull off low density structures from here as well. Like maybe that. Should we do it on the other side? And then underground like that. Perfect. And just straight up. I think we'll join this up a little bit differently though, just with a splitter, just so it's a little bit more balanced. Like that. Very good. So now we have all the parts. So now it's officially making rocket parts. Of course, once you get to 100, you can launch a rocket. But next thing I want to do is plop down a cargo landing pad, because I think we can use the cargo landing pad to request items automatically, also to feed into the rocket. I'm not ever sure if I actually did that right back at the main planet. But let's plop that down, I guess, right to the left of it. It's somehow, like, not in line. Okay. But we'll plop that down there. Let's do a requester box there, and then let's also do requester boxes here. And then we'll do a... let's do an active provider box that can also output anything that we get requested from the space platform, just in case. And there we go. Also, not sure if I've updated you guys, but power was beginning to really dwindle with the use of the electromagnetic plants. You can see what attacks it's been on my power. So between episodes, I have massively expanded power to just ton of accumulators over here. So hopefully that will keep me out of the red for a little while at least. So let's put an inserter there as well. Let's put the little lightning protection nearby too. Let's copy this thingy, which has been kind of my go-to. And there we go. So I think we'll want to... I was debating we could put in a request for the science packs just to go into the box there. But let's see if we can put it on a belt line instead. Although I'm running out of room here and... Let's see, will it let me build here? No. What if I use... Nope. Okay, that won't work. I guess we'll have to have the line go here. I could just move all the lines over, like down a tile. How do I want to do this? Okay. I guess that's what I'm going to do. So let me clean up these lines real quick, and then we'll add in a new line for the electromagnetic science packs to directly feed into the rocket silo, and then I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, belt lines are moved down just a tile, and that means I have enough room now for this line to be the electromagnetic science line. I think I'll keep in the buffer chest for now, just so it will buffer even if we run out of room, or if the rocket silo kind of gets backed up or slowed down or something like that, we'll still be able to make the science packs. I also added in a bunch of productivity modules where I could. I added them into the electromagnetic plants. I added in the little bits of 2s and 3 qualities that I had as well. So I really wanted to emphasize like using that on the most expensive products to begin with, and I'm adding them throughout the rest of the base where I can as well, like with the rocket fuel and so on. Oh, and that is not working according to plan. Okay, let's get rid of that thing. Oh shoot, and what is going on here? Wrong. Okay. I did not finish putting this in correctly. Okay. So, shoot. Okay. This needs to be deleted. This becomes that. Okay. Whew. Caught that before anything too bad happened. Okay, so now we can figure out like how to divvy off the new science pack. I'm assuming we can just have it like go like this. And that will feed into the rocket silo, I guess. And then I'm not really sure what happens when we deliver the cargo. But we'll find out. Let's do our first delivery. Let's deliver to the Pooper platform. We're delivering the electromagnetic science packs, of course. So this is our first rocket launch from Fulgora. There we go. Let's head back to the Pooper platform. Let's see if it makes it there or what happens when it lands. Did it already get it? It did. Okay. So now it has it in its inventory. Okay. Cool. So I don't even need to build new lines or anything like that. So we can, I guess in theory, jam-pack this full of the electromagnetic science packs and other materials that we can bring from Fulgora, maybe the electromagnetic science factories or other things that we have been building here. I do have a decent supply of, modules and stuff that we could send home. So basically anything I find valuable, I guess in theory, we can just send to the rocket silo, send to the space platform, and then it just stays in the cargo landing platform hub pad thingy, and then we ferry back to the main planet. So I think that is what I'm going to do off camera for a couple minutes, is figure out what I want to send, maybe add in more bots. Definitely keep sending the electromagnetic science packs as often as we can. Ooh, look at how much I've got in storage already. In fact, there's a bunch of logistics that I should figure out. Like, how can we make it so they get auto sent instead of me like manually sending it? Let's do, all right, now I don't want to get left behind. Let's have, I'm going to set this to a ridiculous amount. Oh, no, 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 no. And I said I didn't want to get left behind, and sure enough, I'm getting left behind. Okay. So let's do 10,000. Okay, phew. All right, so I guess what this means is, you know, when this condition is met, then it would go back to novice, and then they would just go back and forth. Is that right? No rocket silos are accepting automatic requests from space platforms. My question is, how do I improve the logistics of this stuff? How do I make it smarter? I don't know. Okay, so it looks like I want to click this button. So we want that. Why is this getting trashed? No, 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 no. I see. Okay. We want to request this, right? How do I request? Oh, okay. One is for construction and one is just in general. So let's just request. Ooh. Is 5,000 too little? Let's try that. Let's just put in some random requests for things, I guess. And then I'm imagining the rocket silo will start automatically fulfilling those requests. Let's do that. Let's do 200 as well. I have that built in my auto mall thing. We've got those automated, I think, for the construction packs. I don't know if we'll need any of these products back on the main planet, but certainly let's bring over some lightning rods. I don't know if I need that. Let's just do 10 of those. And then let's do, sure, 20 of those for now. And is there a way to just like have it meet if, yes, if all requests are satisfied? That's what we'll do. Okay. So yeah, I will play around with this a little bit more. And then we'll be back, I guess, once it's time to start launching to the space platform with myself. So with that break, I was smart and I added in some productivity modules. Even the few productivity 2 modules that I have, or productivity quality level 2 modules that I have, that's a mouthful. So I've got that in there. That will hopefully come in handy eventually. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I want to make sure we are leaving this planet like ready for success. And part of doing that, I think, is going to be tapping into some more scrap, because if you notice, my scrap mining is basically running out. And there's only maybe like 500,000 left between, not even that, on this island alone. So I did put down a radar machine on this other nearby island to kind of scope it out. This is worth 53 million scraps. So I think that would last me quite some time if we could figure out how to tap into that real quick. So if we can do that before leaving this planet, I feel like we'd be leaving this in pretty good shape with enough resources to supply the electromagnetic science packs for, hours and hours to come. So I'm gonna head over here. I do have some rails on me as it is, but let's start thinking about how I'm gonna fit in like a little train station landing area. Although I guess probably the first thing I need to figure out is how is it going to travel on this ocean? Okay, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. I should start where my train station already is and then work my way over here. All right, let's see if we can just kind of expand this. Oh, except that's in the way. All right, let's expand from here instead. Will it let me? Okay, and I just have to be sure not to travel over the dark oceany areas, I think. Well, let me cross here. No. This might be a problem because we've got that dark area there. Can I put it here? No. This is so tricky. Well, bummer. I can't figure out a way to just cross that deep ocean right there. So unfortunately, with where my train station is at the large island, I can't quite figure out a way to cross here. So I might have to backtrack a little bit. Let me see if I can just build over my infrastructure like through this. I'm hoping the game will let me do that. And then I can cross over the more shallow ocean, maybe like from this direction like that. So we'll attempt that. And it looks like I could do that. Awesome. And can I start to decline? Let's see, let's use a rail ramp if it will let me. Nope. Delete those ruins we don't need. Rail ramp there. Okay. Let's do normal rail now. So, how do I want our train drop-off point or loading area to work? Maybe straight up, and then we can even mine with bots, I guess, although it occurred to me, how do I get power over it? Do I need to supply this island with its own power? Because there's no other way to bring power. So I'd have to probably leave tons of room just for power. Okay, so that gets rid of the bot idea. So we're going to do it with belts like usual. But let's do probably a setup like that. Wait for the bots to get rid of the stuff in their inventory to trash it into mine. And then I'll just do a normal train loading, unloading area here. And then I'll do that off camera for just a second. And then next time I see you, I think it'll be time to start unloading the scrap at the bigger island and then launch myself back into space. So a couple minutes later, and I was able to double my rocket silos. The reason I did that was because it takes so long to wait for 100% of the rocket progress that I figured I might as well do two, since it seems like I at least had enough of the buffered materials, if not the ability to sustain 2 rockets every once in a while. But in addition to that, I also finished that train loading area for the scrap. All 53 million of it is basically able to be accessed with this setup here. I added in tons of power, obviously, and then a scrap unloading area with this train station over here. This gets divvied up into basically 2/3 of it going to the right side, 1/3 of it goes to the left. The left goes over to this scrap recycling area over here, the other 2/3 to the main recycler over here. And then lastly, the other thing I did was build in a battery factory. The reason for that was because that was really my bottleneck, was getting enough batteries to build more accumulators that would of course then go into the electromagnetic science packs themselves. So I think with all of that now done, I really only have one thing left to do, which is launch myself to the space platform and then move on to our next planet. Although I'm going to start by going back home to the main planet, of course, pick up some supplies there, kind of regroup, figure out how to use this science into the labs there. But let's drop off everything in my inventory for now. Looks like I'll need a bigger box, which is okay. Whoops, and should turn that off. Let's add in one more box here. And I think we're ready to go. Before we go, let's just take stock of kind of where we started. This is, of course, where we landed originally on Fulgora. Did what we did with this small island, which was kind of the trial run. I learned a lot on this island, but realized there was nothing sustainable about it to support what I needed for the electromagnetic science packs and all of the other building materials, and then of course we landed on the much bigger, better island. This is where I kind of really figured out, I think, how to play Fulgora, how power worked. I got a better system for recycling. So I'm actually quite pleased with everything I've done. I'm actually also quite sad to leave. But let's get going, I guess. Although I have, something in my inventory, of course. Now we can leave. And we're back on Poober platform. So this is where we're going to end Fulgora, and this is also where we're going to end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Fulgora and this far into the series. I'm not sure which planet we'll want to go to after returning home, but I hope you'll find out with me.